so I'm back with a new video and let's talk about the devil all the time. So lately there's been a lot of movies coming out and yeah, they have been all movies that I've been waiting for, and even more this year that we didn't get enough movies. Now that there's a lot of them coming out, it's a really, it's amazing, but it's a lot. So yeah, there's been a lot of videos in my channel this week because yeah, there's a ton of stuff coming out and I just need to review all of it because it's been stuff that I've been waiting for a long time, and this is the case again. The Devil All the Time was one of my most anticipated movies. It was actually my third one. If you want to know my most anticipated movies for this year, I leave the video up here. A lot of them aren't coming out this year anymore, so they're beyond my most anticipated for next year. So, but this one, I'm really happy that came out this year. I have a few things to say, but I'll get into that in a minute. So yeah, because it was one of my most anticipated, I was really excited to watch it and I just had to review it. Yeah, so without further ado, let's get into it. So if you don't know what The Devil All the Time is about, it's basically about Arvin that lives in this small town where everyone knows everyone, and this town holds some evil forces. This is like the basic premise, and it's not quite what the movie is, but I'll get into that as well. But it's the summary that they released, and yeah, that's the little I can say without spoiling a lot of the movie. So I bet you all know who stars in this movie. It's like a huge cast, but some of them are Tom Holland, Bill Skarsgård, Riley Keough, Robert Pattinson, and a lot of others like Mia Wasikowska, Sebastian Stan, Ailey Bennett. There's a ton of people in this movie, and I think that's what sold this movie to a lot of people, not only because of Tom Holland. I bet a lot of people that want to watch it, it's because of Tom Holland. Personally, the reason why I wanted to watch this was Bill Skarsgård. You all know that I love him, and yeah, every time he comes out with a new movie, I'm going to watch it because I just really like him. And then like the summary for this movie looked like a horror movie, and you know, Bill Skarsgård plus a horror movie, it's bound to be a good one. So I was really excited. Post that, let's get into my thoughts. I don't think I need to tell you that because this was one of my most anticipated, that I had really high expectations. Not really high after watching the trailer. I watched the trailer and I was like, this looks like it has a good vibe, but it doesn't look like what I was expecting nor what I usually like. So I was a bit on the fence after that trailer, but I mean, I liked the atmosphere, and like that cast is really good, and yeah, like all of those great actors, there had to be something good about the movie to have all of that great talent. So, however, I was a bit disappointed. It's true that I had like really high expectations, and when you do have high expectations, the possibility that the movie doesn't get there, it's pretty high, and that was what happened with this one. It's not like I didn't like it, I just was expecting more. Like, the movie is really slow, it's a really monotonous movie and story, and you know that I'm not really a fan of slow burns. I wouldn't really categorize it as slow burn because it's just a story that takes a long time to be told. It's a long story, and although it is like long and slow, I was really entertained the whole time, so that wasn't really the problem for me. I guess the main problem for me was not only the high expectations, but also that it looks like it's a horror movie, and now I realize that it isn't categorized as one. It is categorized as a mystery, crime, thriller, drama, and yeah, that's exactly what the movie is. But that summary just makes you think that it is a horror movie. I feel like the summary and the title is like really misleading, and I guess the trailer is a little bit as well. Like, you don't see major horror vibes in the trailer, but you know, you read the summary and you just think it's a horror movie. So yeah, I guess that was the problem for me. I had high expectations and I was expecting something else. I mean, I really liked the story and I loved those performances. I mean, I'm a bit biased, but I do think that Bill Skarsgård was the standout of the movie. I mean, I really liked him and Tom Holland. A lot of people have been praising Robert Pattinson, and I mean, he was great in the movie, everyone is, but I think my favorite ones were definitely Bill Skarsgård and Tom Holland. And I mean, yeah, the performances were great, but I wanted more. Like, I wanted the movie to lean more into the darker side, to lean more into the horror and be more macabre. And yeah, it's a dark story, but it doesn't get like as dark as I wanted it to go. Also, I don't know if this is really a spoiler, but there's narration, and I mean, it didn't bother me like a lot, but I feel like the movie would have been better without the narration, and there's scenes where I think we didn't need the narration, but it is interesting that the narrator is the author of the book that this story is based on. Um, yeah, that is an interesting touch, but I don't think the movie really needed that narration. As for the cinematography and score, I mean, I liked it. It wasn't the standout for me, to be honest. I think I preferred the cast and the story, but I also think they didn't utilize the cast to their full potential. If you've seen it, you know what I mean. There are people that are barely in the movie. So yeah. All in all, I just feel like I wanted more from this movie, and I really wanted to like it, to love it, but it didn't get quite there for me, unfortunately. So now that you know my thoughts on the movie, let's get into my scores. Overall, I give the movie a 3.5 out of 5. I was really torn between the 3 and the 3.5, and I guess part of me really wants to like this movie, so that's why I gave a 3.5. And I did like the story, and I liked the cast, and yeah, the cinematography was good, and the score, it just didn't stand out as much as I wanted the movie to stand out for me. Like, I didn't have that connection that, yeah, you just sometimes have and sometimes you don't. So I think it's a good movie. It just wasn't what I was expecting. Cinematography wise, I gave a 3 out of 5. Again, it's nice, but it wasn't the standout for me. And originality wise, I gave a 3.5 out of 5. I feel like it is original in a way that it's a really slow story that is still really entertaining, and you're not bored, even though the movie is 2 hours long and the story takes a while to like develop. So yeah, it's original that they were able to do that, to make a story that is slow but is also really entertaining. So yeah guys, these are my thoughts on The Devil All the Time. I wished this was part of my top movies of the year, but unfortunately it isn't. Um, yeah, it's still a good movie, it just wasn't what I wanted it to be. But let me know in the comments what you thought. Did you like it more than I did? I hope you did, because yeah, I've seen people say that it is good, but other people feel like the same way that I feel, so I'm really curious to see where you stand. So let me know in the comments. And yeah, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!